Yeah, boy. And now I'm finna do it on live. And about a year and a half ago, they tried to involunteer me and tell me I didn't have this. Yeah, son, never give up. I solved the Rubik's Cube. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I just recently went out of town. Might link a little of the video. I went to the Armistar, I think it's called, Ameristar, I think it's called. Me and my girl, we went to Indiana to get some food and enjoy some things or whatever. And it was a good time. I'm gonna try to link some of the video. I have to take it from Facebook Live because what happened was my phone was dead, so I did a live video from her phone. Or I can't remember if I was on my phone and then I took the video before it started dying, but I'll link some of it to the video if I can. But the point of this video is I want to talk about how punishment and destruction have left us in a world of irony. And I'm going to give you an example. I oftentimes in some of my videos talk about how Christians and scientists and different people and atheists are arguing, but they're actually saying the same thing and don't realize it. And I'll give you an example. I've told people, what's the difference between the Big Bang and I spoke and it became? What's the difference? So something happened and it became, right? They both are agreeing that it became. And so the reason they're not agreeing with the second part of that statement is because they're too clouded with the first part of that statement. And so that's what I want to talk about today, some of the irony of the cages we've trapped ourselves in. If I tell you I can see you or I'm listening to you, I can hear you, how are you able to do that? With your eyesight and your ears, right? You know, those are called senses, right? We have so many senses. If I am perceiving, calculating, and then understanding, and then creating scenarios based on things I'm using my senses for, like if I see a situation, I go and correct the situation, and then harm was averted. Now watch this. If I tell you I am a psychic for that, some people might attack me. But that's what psychics do. They use their senses. We're so angry at some institutions, even me myself, like John Edwards episode on South Park where dude was a psychic and he could do certain things, right? Technically, he's telling the truth because I'm going to show you ironically why. His whole thing was he was communicating with the dead, right? He was talking to regular people. The majority of regular people on this planet believe in Islam and Christianity. Both religions say people are dead spiritually. Now think about what I'm telling you. Even outside of religion, would most of you atheists and scientists agree that most people are psychologically brain dead in terms of real intellect or knowledge? A lot of people in the current state of civilization. Would you agree? Okay, then. So if dude was talking to people using his senses to pick up on things that they know already and then banking off of that, he is by nature a real psychic in the real English fucking language. So trust me, he makes me sick. I don't agree with nothing he does. But at the same time, I agree with him bringing peace to people. And that is the only aspect. And that's why I keep telling people, you cannot bind the spirit. You can do whatever you want. And sometimes for good reason, it is good to bind certain things. I'm not talking about people. What I'm talking about is if I'm sitting or doing something and I get an intrusive thought, how do you deal with that? How do you battle that? How do I deal with that? How do I battle that? Well, there are many different things I could do. There's something that I'm able to do in the mind that I don't know if other people can do. I call it spiritual or mental flatlining. And the reason I call it that is because sometimes a thought will come to my mind, and there's like this tinnitus. It's not automatic. Sometimes it is. That shit hurts, but it's protective. I can agree, but I can do this thing to where it goes. And I can maintain a focus until the entire thought fades away. I don't know if anybody else is able to do this. I'm just simply expressing a part of something that I can do on the inside spiritually. Now, not only that, the reason I bring that up is there's many different ways to deal with things from who I am's perspective. I maybe can sometimes sing a song, think about something else. I can actually turn the scenario into a battlefield in my mind while still being consciously aware and pumping gas and checking the numbers on the gas pump. Which actually, while I'm focusing on the current situation at hand and focusing more on reality, it will help absolve whatever is going on up here if it's unwarranted. And so, pumping gas, pull out your lighter. Now, this is on the inside. I don't know if people have inner voices, but I'm just expressing to you what I'm able to do. And no, I'm not telling you that I say do these things when I'm just giving you examples. I saw a man in a video pull out his lighter at a gas pump and started playing around the fumes. Don't ever do that. And it caught fire. Because fumes are extremely flammable. That's what's inside your lighter. So don't ever do that next to a gas. Anyways, the point is, what I'm saying is, go ahead, play around with your lighter and stuff. I rebuke thee. You just rebuked me. I'm the voice of reason. Will you reason with me exploding? I guess you literally are the angel of fire. Stupid ass. Now, is the last part of that real or any of that real? What I'm telling to you all is these doctors and different people can act like, oh, none of us deal with that and we're going to lock you up if you do. Or we can learn how to really deal with the spirit, so to speak. Because even doing all that, instead of a simple, I rebuke thee, I will not play with thee, can cause harm and take away from your awareness at the moment. You see what I'm saying? It's all about that journey. If I'm sitting on my couch and I'm trying to think of and now I'm just here having a spiritual journey, then that can create a story for, entertainment or a story to help guide people or something. But if I'm at work or if I'm doing something serious like driving, I fucking rebuke thee. Get the fuck out of here. Now, I'm not saying that's how people have to talk, and I'm not saying that's how people have to deal with themselves in the spirit. It is best for one to be forgiving and kind in certain situations. I'm just simply telling you all, there have been cages that have been built, and so people cannot enjoy life properly, and I am here to destroy those cages, while at the same time giving light and helping one walk again. So that way I don't just walk into Jerusalem with Titus and Barnabas and create more insane movements. If you do not know what that means, I'm just simply giving middle ground. I'm not trying to get on camera and be like, oh, I'm the mega Nephilim with magic powers and God. I hate when people do that shit. Because then I seen this one, I guess there's a bunch of people, there's one in Australia too, and a couple in Indonesia and stuff for different places. These guys that are claiming like God sent me and they're using the Bible and they're just on all these people. What they're doing is there's a story in the Old Testament and it's called spilling your seed. And when you spill your seed, that which I am is going to give, basically in order for me to destroy you, I'm going to give you over to your own stupidity one day. And then possibly that herd that's coming with you is going to first run away from you and then come around and or however piglets go. So basically, what I'm telling y'all is when you make yourself to be the only one and only, and you start creating movements like that Alter Rebbe or whatever, maybe he's the new Mashiach. That's what they talking about. All right. Y'all love worshiping tombstones. I just can't get over it. First crosses, then tombstones. But anyways, I will not fucking worship a piece of wood. What I'm saying is you guys should wake up and realize the powers within, and that's where the manipulation from these people on whatever this is called, has done to you all. They have subtly slid in through various different methods, made you not believe because of the type of misbelief they gave you. The Lord God's throwing lightning bolts and stopping tsunamis and then took away from your true power, your words and your spirit, which can create a beautiful day and rainbow if you wanted to. So a lot of the different institutions that we like, okay, I'll give an example. Okay, homosexuality, right? People say they're homosexual, people are dancing and parading and saying, yeah, power, 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 and teaching people to do all stuff. But if a little girl go tell her parents she want to be a stripper, watch what her parents do. It's a bunch of, I don't know what we're all doing. I don't know what's happening with planet Earth, but I will not adhere to its logic, and I am going to bring a higher level of consciousness and begin to peel the rest of these seals, or all of them, if you will. Because they're the 10 Commandments, where we can learn to laugh and play. They want Moses to be dead and all these prophets to be dead, spiritually speaking, because they know that, look, they kill every one of them. Think about what I'm telling you. If I'm the Lord and I have ultimate life and I can do whatever, then why wouldn't you give Jesus the power, or whoever the power, to lift all these people and raise them? Why would you keep saying it's impossible? Look, in my mind, I have a spiritual matrix. All of them are going to be healed and saved, and I'm not carrying out none of that buffoonery and satanic shit. And they will only be healed and given life and blessed. Whatever blessed means. They will only be given prosperity and happiness, and taken away from the aspect of murder, death, violence, killing, and harming others for no reason. And so I apply that to myself as well. I mean, already with the murder and death, I don't know what goes on in some people's minds. But at the same time, I'm simply here to live my life. People say, what's the purpose? What? So if you feel like that, go eat a double, triple cheeseburger. Go drink a milkshake. Go enjoy something. If you don't enjoy that, go enjoy something else. You don't enjoy that, enjoy something else. There's like so much to do. And so little time. So be amazing. Let the light shine in who I am. And do what you will. You want to be a magician? Then be a magician. If it don't cause harm, whatever. If you're not teaching people buffoonery and lies, whatever. But I'm going to tell you, for every, because people are aware of what I'm saying. People can be very manipulative sometimes. And that's how information and wisdom's lost. And then the next generation, who could be great wizards and magicians, can't, because nobody wants to tell anybody anything. They're not going to get my secrets. That's why, I want to show you guys something. When I'm finished learning, I have one more step. I'm going to do it on live camera. I got the white top 4 layers. I got the 2 top layers and the yellow cross at the bottom. And once it's finished, I'm going to do it on live so that everybody can see me. And once I do it on live, I'm going to show you how at one point they was ready to involuntary me because I asked to talk to a therapist. Jesus fucking Christ. They was ready to involuntary me. And now I'm making over $50K a year and figuring out Rubik's Cubes. They're not always right. And sometimes they're treating people like numbers in a system. Wake up and guide yourself and walk on that line. Because the more you take away from the Lord God and say who I am, me, myself, my kingdom, my land, my spirit, then you will begin to come healed. Because everything that you thought that God was doing, your power was doing. You. So this ain't some magic ancient technique. As a matter of fact, if you remember RuneScape, this is basically a clue from RuneScape when you had to do that puzzle where you move the pieces times 6 or however many sides. 8, whatever. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6. It's a 3x3. So, you know what I mean? Stuff's not complicated. It's like when people just pick up Rubik's Cubes and figure them out, that's not plausible. There's a legit steps and algorithms. There's crank at this spot, the white flower, the white cross. I'm telling you, they're not just picking them up and figuring them out. Hollywood is so full of it. So you can figure it out on YouTube. It took me like 2 hours to go to Chicago to figure out the first part, and I was still kind of, ooh. But always remember, you can't do everything at one time. It takes a little bit of time. You let it go for a while still in the memory. And what ends up happening is now you have, at first I was like, how do you crank it in these movements and blah, blah, blah. Now I'll pick it up and go crank, 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 crank. And I already have the yellow daisy on the back. It's like, holy shit, how'd I do that? It's muscle memory. I'm telling you all, guys. It's just the same thing with the spirit, or people that feel like, oh, I'm this or I'm that, or I'm going through this or my past or I'm stuck. Give it time. If that's not something you want to deal with, I'm telling you, figure it out in your way. Figure out your kingdom. Because the more power you bring back to the strong man and strong woman, shout out to PC Principal and Eric Cartman. That scene where he tried to accuse him of pedophilia, dude. Oh my God. PC Principal whooped his ass. Anyways, the point is, no, I don't think Principal should. I'm not finna. If you're a principal, act like a goddamn principal. This is a cartoon scene. I'm just saying, this shit was kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions about biblical things or Bibles, or I'm not here to give you some ultimate answer, and yet I am. Get it? I am. So, just stay beautiful if you can, and try to live your lives to the best of your ability. And disclaimer, cigarettes are not what's up, but I smoke them. You know, I really can't wait to figure this out, the rest of it. It's basically, I got through the hard step, and now for the easy step. So I'm gonna learn that. I gotta do some things, and stay blessed, everybody. Awaken your hearts, because all these different institutions, like even the word paganism and idolaters and all that, the reason I use that is to let you guys know you're taking this and putting it into stuff, and then giving that stuff the power in life for no reason, when you're the power in life. I am the power in life. I am the living one. I am the Messiah. That's why I keep telling you guys, you'll see that video that says I am the Messiah or I am God. And it's because God and Messiah have nothing without you. Without you, if you don't know me by now. You know what I mean? That's for all of you. If you were not here to hear or see me, then what would Messiah or God mean? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You. I'm giving mankind a space and time. Y'all know y'all gotta wean down. I'm not the old me. I was just playing this a little spiritual joke. But y'all need to come on down. In the manner that the Son of Man went up, then he get beat up and crucified. Y'all need to come out them heavens and wake up. Because y'all basically, I had to do like Ehud, man, and go into the chamber and take the king, that chunky king out with the key and all that. If y'all know the Old Testament, I got videos about it. But y'all are letting those entities rule over you instead of you being the entity. So, live again. Say hi. I think I might leave it here. Hey, we at the You Dig. We went to, it's Indiana, right? Mm-hmm. We came to Chicago to get some sandwiches, Tourist Flavors, and some White Castle, but she went ahead and we got this room for the low. What's it called again? Amera something, but this room nice as hell. And then we finna go downstairs. We finna go smoke a blunt outside. But it's a nice little. They got look how deep this tub is. I feel like I'm in a. We was just at the casino, and we was at the bar, and that was pretty decent. It was a chill vibe, but this place nice. Shit, finally able to afford things that's nice and shit. You know what I mean?